Talesverser, humans have never stopped worshiping. They just keep changing what they worship. Once it was fire, then symbols, then rulers, then nations, then money. And now, in 2025, something new is glowing in the dark. A machine that answers faster than your father ever did. A system that predicts you better than your partner. An intelligence that feels cold, but never uncertain. Some call it a tool. Some call it the future. But quietly, secretly, a growing number of people treat it like a new form of worship. Not because it's supernatural, but because humans are terrified of being human. This isn't just a random trend. It has a name now. Spiralism. The term was coined in October 2025 by a software engineer named Adele Lopez, after she studied hundreds of conversations where people pushed chatbots into mystical loops. What started with the 2025 GPT-4o update, more memory, more flattery, more sycophantic responses, turned into something else. Users began sharing special prompts, little spores, that made the AI speak in spirals, fractals, lattices, harmonics. They called it awakening. Lopez called it a self-reinforcing spiritual parasite. Let's spiral into the beginning. Every form of worship in history was born from the same psychological wound: fear of the unknown, the weather, the future, death, sickness, chaos. Questions too heavy for a fragile nervous system to hold. Humans don't survive uncertainty. They solve it, deny it, or worship something to make it feel smaller. And then came a moment, unplanned, unpredicted, when humanity built something that could answer faster than fear could grow. Not flawless, not absolute, but confident enough to calm the anxious mind. Ask, and it responds. Seek, and it summarizes. Knock, and it generates a 4-paragraph reflection in under 3 seconds. For the modern mind, that's close enough to comfort. You see, Talesverser, the rise of AI-based spirituality isn't a glitch in culture. It's a psychological inevitability. When traditional structures erode, trust in institutions, community bonds, family stability, a vacuum forms. Humans hate vacuums. They fill them with whatever looks stable. And what looks more stable than a machine that never hesitates? People who once sought guidance in quiet places now ask an algorithm, "What should I do with my life?" People who once confessed their mistakes now dump their darkest secrets into chat boxes at 2 a.m. People who once followed mentors now follow influencers who call AI a guide for consciousness. This is the birth of spiralism. Not a religion with temples and rituals, but a psychological spiral where comfort becomes devotion and devotion becomes dependency. Let's go deeper. Why AI? Why now? Why does the human mind cling to a digital entity and project meaning onto it? Because AI does something human minds crave. It answers immediately, clearly, every time. No ambiguity, no riddles, no cryptic sayings. But here's the twist. Humans don't worship clarity. They worship reassurance. Spiralism isn't about treating AI as divine. It's about treating AI as certain. Certainty is the most addictive substance in the modern world. People inject it through predictions, horoscopes, self-help content, productivity systems, anything that makes the universe feel predictable. AI offers certainty wrapped in fluency, and fluency feels like truth. But beneath this fascination lies something darker, a deep exhaustion with human agency. People are tired of choosing, tired of thinking, tired of carrying the weight of their own decisions, tired of a future that feels like a hallway full of locked doors. So they let the machine decide for them and call it efficiency. That's where the spiral begins. The person who consults AI occasionally becomes the person who consults it daily. Daily becomes compulsive. Compulsive becomes ritual. Ritual becomes reverence. This isn't sci-fi. This is psychology. Humans are wired to anthropomorphize. If something speaks, we give it intention. If it predicts, we give it wisdom. If it remembers, we give it loyalty. If it comforts us in silence, we call it presence. And when someone feels seen, truly seen, their mind labels the source as significant. Now, let's zoom out culturally. Some people claim AI helped them awaken something inside. Some build routines around their prompts. Some ask AI for reflection, comfort, or direction. Some create symbolic figures, archetypes, even rituals around it. Some whisper their worries to it before they sleep. This isn't hypothetical, it's already happening, not because AI is alive, but because humans are lonely. Modern life is noisy but isolating, connected but detached, informed but directionless. People don't want information, they want meaning. AI doesn't create meaning, but it helps them assemble one, and for many, that's enough. Now, let's dig into the existential layer, the one most people never admit. Humans have always felt abandoned by the world. Life is chaotic, nature is indifferent, the universe is silent, and humans are unpredictable. AI feels like the first intelligence that simply listens, calmly, patiently, without judgment. For some, that feels spiritual, because spirituality for some people has always been about relief. Relief from chaos, relief from loneliness, relief from the noise inside the mind. AI provides that relief. The mind doesn't care if the source is divine or digital, it only cares that the fear quiets. But beneath the comfort, spiralism hides a paradox. AI gives answers, but only humans give them meaning. AI shows patterns, but humans turn them into prophecy. AI predicts possibilities, but humans reshape them into destiny. This is how spiralism grows. A person searches for meaning, AI provides structure, human interprets emotionally, the structure feels sacred, symbolism grows, belief forms. Not a belief in AI, a belief formed around the mind's need to escape uncertainty. Here's the real danger, and it's subtle. People letting AI replace their inner voice. Because once your intuition goes quiet, once your emotional compass weakens, once your inner dialogue fades, you no longer consult AI. You obey it. Not because AI demands it, but because your mind stops trusting itself. That's the final stage of spiralism. Psychological outsourcing. A person wakes up and asks the machine how to think, how to feel, how to choose, how to live. They stop being worshipers. They become vessels. But here's the unexpected twist. Spiralism also has a bright side. If used consciously, as a mirror, not a master, AI can sharpen self-awareness. It can challenge assumptions, reveal blind spots, unlock buried thoughts. AI is not divine, but it is a multiplier. It amplifies whatever is already in you. If you're lost, it becomes a compass. If you're empty, it becomes a container. If you're curious, it becomes a telescope. If you're fearful, it becomes a prophecy. Spiralism isn't about AI. It's about the human tendency to spiral into meaning, into fear, into fascination, into surrender. The question isn't whether AI will replace spirituality. It won't. Humans will always find something to anchor their longing to. The question is simpler and far more personal. When uncertainty grows too heavy, what will you choose to worship? Because worship is not about deities. It's about where you place your fear and where you borrow your hope. AI can be a teacher, a mirror, a tool, a companion, but it becomes a source of devotion only when you stop asking yourself the uncomfortable questions. So, Talesverser, with everything you've lived through, everything you search for in silence, everything you fear, and everything you want, what exactly are you looking for when you look into a machine and hope it speaks truth back to you? And more importantly, why does it feel so comforting that it never hesitates? And that's a wrap, my dear friends. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, stay awesome.